Peace, love, and enlightenment. This is Goddess Nanu, and I am continuing this series um, on relationship advice. Um, wanted to continue to address the feedback that I received from the first video that I made um, before I start on the new topic. So, this is just a continuation of knowing what you want. Um, So tonight we're going to talk about when and when not to compromise. Um, in that video, I said, that you can't compromise your happiness. And I know everybody has a different idea of what happiness is. So let me clear that up a little bit. When I say happiness, I'm not just talking about you getting what you want all the time, because people can have what they want all the time and still not be happy. I'm talking about your genuine happiness. I'm talking about when your compromising starts to cause you to be depressed, when your compromises causes you to no longer be your best self, um, when you're compromising, um, it's just not healthy. Um, you're not healthy. If you're not healthy, then the children aren't healthy. Then that's not a good compromise. That's what I'm talking about. When I say your happiness, I'm talking about real happiness. I'm not talking about this fake type of superficial type of happiness of, I want some M&Ms to make me real happy today. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about things that fulfill you, that you're compromising on, or things that you deeply long for that you're compromising on. um, those are not healthy compromises, you know and usually that occurs when you have one person doing a lot of compromising and the other person is not. Or it could be a situation where you're both overcompensating and really just enabling each other, which is definitely a possibility for two people to be enabling each other, and have a codependent relationship that's unhealthy for both persons. That's very possible as well. Um, so, there's definitely a time to compromise and a time not to compromise. Definitely, when you're talking about a marriage per se, there's definitely more compromises there than there is, we're just dating or we're just friends, because you don't have as much depending on the other person. Whereas when you're married, a lot depends on what that person does, you know, how they behave, all of that. It reflects on you, it affects your life. Their debt affects your finances, their finances affects your finances. You know, how clean they are affects your environment. There's a lot of things that you have to be in agreement with and you have to be on one accord with. Whereas you're talking about a friend, you don't have to make as many compromises with a friend. You know, it's it is what it is. Um, and sometimes you do need, of course, you need to make compromises to make a relationship work. Compromise is necessary for any relationship. When you're going with a friend, you're going to hang out. Someone says, "Well, I don't want to go out dancing." Maybe one person wants to go dancing, another person just wants to relax. You know, so somebody has to compromise, or maybe both persons compromise and they find somewhere that's both relaxing and maybe has somewhere you could dance. I mean, that's just a small example, um, of a healthy compromise. Now, if these are two friends where one person is always compromising, if it's not give and take in the relationship, no matter what type of relationship is, if there's no give and take, then ultimately that one person who's giving is going to become unhappy, maybe even resentful, um, and that relationship becomes toxic, and who knows, um, and some people do carry on like that and are, become depressed and, suicidal, and they're constantly giving to other people. And I mean, it's just not going to a good place, on a personal level. It's not good for you. On a personal level, it's not good for anyone to give and give and give, and no one's giving back to them. That's just not healthy. Um, and that takes you to a place that eventually will take you to a place of depression, because you're, really, that comes down to you loving that person, them not loving you back, not practically. And love should be practical. You should be able to see it, smell it, drink it. It should be obvious. Um, there has to be give and take. That's the only way love works. Even when with the trees, you have a love relationship with this planet, you have a love relationship with the plants and the trees. We have a love relationship with the plants and the trees. They give us oxygen, we give them carbon dioxide. Um, Even when we pass over, we die, we give them life. And we light fires, in the wintertime, and the trees give us life. We survive off of wood, in the winter. Um, as humans who are, really living our human lives, um, rather than engaging in a lot of um, self destructive behaviors, such as using, a lot of stuff that is making the planet toxic that we have to live on. Um, you know, we have to consider all these things, and that's because people are taking. You know, there has to be compromise. There has to be give and take. Has to be. And I can get into my environmental thing on that, because there's nothing like creation that God has given us to be a mirror for us on what our relationships should be like. It really is enlightening for anybody if you just sit and really reflect on nature and creation. Man, there's so many, man, so many insights you can get from that, so much knowledge and wisdom you can really draw from that, no matter what you're studying. Even if you're studying numerology, or you think about numerology in nature, it really gives you a sound understanding of things, um, to look at creation. you know anyway, I'm talking about compromise, and I got off on creation, because that's a healing conversation for me. Um, a healing conversation with me, because nothing reciprocates your energy more than the planet that we're on. Nothing, nothing. You know, really. Then when you think about your children, you receive love, you give to your children, but you do receive that back in so many, so many, so many ways. You know, even if it's just out of survival, you know, or whatever it may be, even out of survival, we all should have enough sense when we have not been disillusioned and um, just programmed incorrectly, traumatized, and shaped and molded into monsters, beasts, you know, when we really tap into who we are, to our true selves, our beingness on this planet, you know, you see things differently as far as being able to compromise and knowing when, okay, this compromise is now turning over into a suicidal type of place. I mean, really, really, energetically, that can definitely happen. Um, that can definitely happen energetically. There has to be a stopping place, even for the person taken. There should be a switch, like, okay, you know, I need this person, or I need this plant, or I need this whatever it is, you know, and in order for me to thrive, I need this to thrive, or that person to thrive. But some people, some people it's not there. The understanding's not there, you know. So some people just take and take and take. And if you're just giving, 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 compromising, 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 you're going to take yourself to a very dangerous place. A very dangerous place psychologically and emotionally, energetically. That's not healthy. A lot of people, especially our people of color, you know, they don't even understand the melanin and the energy that they possess within the melanin, and they go around other types of people, and they don't even know that they're being drained of their energy, constantly being drained, you know, unconsciously, you know, because it's not visible per se. Um, so a lot of us need to really wake up. You know, you have to. That's why I say let's go back to knowing what you want, right? You can't compromise on your happiness. You have to know what you want. And let me clear that up. You have to know what you want in a relationship. And when I say don't compromise on your happiness, if you need this, and that in a relationship in order for you to thrive. So when I say happiness, I'm talking about you thriving, not just getting whatever you want, but you actually thriving and being healthy. You know, if you're compromising on things that you need to thrive, then that's a no-go. You are not doing anything that's good for you or the other person. You're not loving yourself, and you're not loving that person, because they're not going to thrive, you know, if you're not thriving and you're working together. It's just not it's just not that's not good math. It's just not good math. I mean, um if you feed off of something until it's gone, you know, then what are you going to do when it's gone? You know, you have to give and take. You know, eventually the relationship will be over. I mean, because you've taken all this person has, until they lose their mind, or um they just go into a deep depression. So either way, it's a type of death. Even depression is a type of death. um you know, so yeah, you know, you're dying on the inside. So a lot of people do get suicidal. They want to die on the outside too. It's just them trying to balance it out, because everything's parallel anyway. So um anyway, I'm getting too deep right now, so I'm gonna reel it on back. Hopefully I cleared that up. And if anybody's confused about that, um just let me know. I appreciate y'all's feedback and everything. Um, drop some comments here, and I'm not going to respond to it right now, but I will respond to it. Peace, love, and enlightenment. Oh, and also, I am doing a virtual fundraiser. Please go check out my website, thebirthguru.org. Check out March of Flowers. And, you know, okay. And yeah, help share the information, okay? And then you can check out my website as well, goddessnotnew.org.com. I'm sorry, goddessnotnew.com and thebirthguru.org. Thank you very much.